So we've been having some quite animated discussions about this whole Marcus Aubrey thing. Sorry, Aubrey Marcus. Fancy having like two first names as your name, or having like a first name as your surname, and then I don't know what's the Aubrey, like that sounds like a surname. Um, Aubrey Marcus, not Marcus Aubrey. Thing that I've been posting about in my stories. If you missed it, and you don't know who I'm talking about, I love you because I've always, to me, Aubrey Marcus, sorry, has always felt, I've always got like weird, false light, shill, fake leader, controlled op vibes from him. And I actually blocked him during the blockout campaign because I didn't really like his response to the October 7th attacks and Israel's response, their genocidal response. It was kind of giving like, let's all pray for peace, praying for both sides kind of vibes. And to me personally, if you can't say free Palestine, end the occupation, genocide bad, I can't take you seriously as a spiritual leader. You're not here to liberate anybody. Like, to me, it just strikes me as somebody who's just selling courses, like a kind of a spiritual capitalist, right? That's the vibe that I get from him. So, and obviously I knew his background, that he used to be in an open relationship and then he got married, which was obviously nice to see. But now hearing that they've opened up their relationship, and announced that publicly as this kind of like triad or quad or whatever kind of partner swapping thing that they're in. Obviously, it's got a lot of people upset. My mentor, Emily Harris, shared a post from Isan, love Isan and Sister Shanti, a couple who I think are truly representing a proper divine union model. Yeah, and it's definitely bringing up a lot for me because, we, as I said in the stories, in Emily's community, and Emily's my mentor, she trained me in quantum field work. She's an amazing oracle, very, very gifted working in the fields. This was obviously coming up for us hugely because of her recent relationship breakdown, which came as a huge shock to all of us in the community because we thought that her and her husband were true genetic equals. So we're dealing with some really, really sophisticated alien love bites. So alien love bites is basically like a form of astral tagging that will keep you in a karmic interface with somebody that's not your true beloved, but mimics the frequency of your true beloved. And as you ascend, as you heal your traumas, as you get closer and closer to your original templating, God's original blueprint for you and your mission and what you're here to do, it's seeming like some of these love bites can get more sophisticated. I think that that's what's happened to Emily anyway. So I find it really, really insulting that Aubrey Marcus and his wife Vailana have been selling divine union courses under the premise that they've been a monogamous couple, even though they've been navigating this triad / quad dynamic with the two other parties that they've brought into their relational container for 2 years while fronting as a monogamous couple. And he said in his recent podcast that they actually started off in the beginning of their relationship that it was monogamous plus extra, like with some extra play. Let me put it plainly, okay? Because I feel like my job and my mission at the moment on this fucking clown planet that we are on is just stating the obvious over and over again. Threesomes and swinging are not monogamy, okay? Monogamy is one person, okay? You're in a relationship with one person. You direct your sexual energy towards that person. You only engage sexually and romantically with that person. That's what monogamy is, okay? Now, within divine union or sacred union, it's not a it's not a container in which you can invite others to play. That's not divine union. Divine union is literally sacred marriage, okay? Sacred marriage is an alchemical process that happens in your light body, okay? You have a feminine channel, your Ida channel. Okay, this is going into yogic and tantric sciences now. You have an Ida channel on the left side, and you have your Pingala channel on the right side, your masculine. Okay, the sacred marriage is merging those two, the masculine and feminine, within the temple of your own body. It's the ascension process. Okay, it awakens you to God. It opens up your pineal, and you start. It opens up your crown. You can have Kundalini, Kundalini experiences. Both me and Dom both had experiences like this long before we ever met. Okay, so the inner marriage happens within first, even before you get into union. Okay. And then it becomes mirrored externally by the divine union as you come into union with your divine beloved, your genetic equal. That is the one soulmate that God has for you, okay? That's divine union, okay? And it's to the exclusion of all others, okay? That means you don't sexually project on other people. You don't lust after other people. You're not looking at porn. You're not jacking off to other people, okay? That's not monogamy. I know that we've normalized this in our society, in our porn-rotted sexual misery culture, that we're all being constantly programmed with as part of a satanic agenda. But that's not a true monogamous template, okay? It's definitely not divine union, but it's not even monogamy, okay? If your partner is looking at pornography and lusting after other people, you're not in a monogamous relationship, okay? Them calling their container radical monogamy is crazy to me. Like, the utter gaslighting is just... guys, I have so much to say on this, okay? Obviously, I'm going to do an entire podcast on this subject, okay? Episode 9, I'm going to be talking about this, okay? But I just want to jump on here quickly and just say that this is bullshit. I'm not... it makes me angry that people are being misled in this way. If you want to be polyamorous, but don't call it radical monogamy. Don't call it divine union, and don't say that it's a new relation. That it's a new, what did he call it? A new. 1 second, let me check. Okay, the two podcasts that I watched were a new pattern of sacred relationship emerges. A new pattern. A triad or a quad. That's not new, guys, okay? It's even been written about in the Bible, okay? Bringing third parties, or, you know, having multiple people. Many indigenous people practice polyamory, okay? Or polygamy, or, you know, have 2 wives or 2 husbands. It's not new, okay? You're not a pioneer, Aubrey Marcus, Vailana. You're not pioneering anything. Like, the comments were just, these people are so lost, okay? I will pray for them. I do feel bad for them, but I also am angry at what they're promoting. They're like, oh, sister, I love you so much. We're forging new ways of relating for the collective. You're not doing anything for the collective, sis. You guys are just finding new ways to put band-aids over bullet holes, okay? I get that Vailana has severe betrayal trauma. I've talked about on my podcast previously about me dipping my toes into that lifestyle in my 20s because I was dealing with severe betrayal trauma and extreme limiting beliefs around relationships, and particularly around the masculine's ability to be loyal and to be monogamous, okay? It's kind of like if you can't beat them, join them, okay? And it took many, many years of healing and correction for me to come around to the idea that this is not true, okay? And that men can be monogamous. So, yeah, people are basically lost because they don't understand that divine union is real, that the soulmate union is real, that you do have an actual one, a genetic equal. I was also lost, even with Emily as my teacher, being in what appeared to me, and I believed they were a true divine union and they were twin flames. Now I don't believe that anymore. I still didn't believe that I had a soulmate, okay? And as I said, I was stuck in a karmic interface for 6 years because I just felt like I had to settle and I wasn't ever going to find somebody that matches me and who has the same templating as me as the other half of my soul, okay? And me and Dom need to go into this story in more depth. But now I know that not to be true, okay? And I'm literally trying to shout this from the rooftops because so many people are just experiencing so much relational and sexual misery, and it's affecting the next generation, okay? It's causing serious ancestral trauma. So it needs to be healed. So I've made it my mission to tell everybody that this does exist, and they need to stop putting up with bullshit. They need to stop settling. I mean, I can obviously talk about this for a really long time. I have so much to say on the subject, but I will save it for the long form content. Watch out for episode 9. I'll post it up in the next couple of days. And if you want to join the Reclaim Your Voice webinar, there are just 3 days left to get it at the early bird price, okay? The webinar is going to be on the 1st of June at 6 p.m. London time. We are clearing crucifixion wounds that shut down your voice, your authentic truth, your medicine that will align you with your highest timeline, where you access your divine mission, your organic abundance, and you come into union with your true genetic geek or your soulmate, okay? I hope you join me. It's only £11 on early bird, just 3 days left. Don't sleep on this. Comment reclaim. Made it super easy, just one word, reclaim, and I will send you the link to sign up, and I will see you there.